So hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be going over the greediness of Rockstar Games from the perspective of somebody who has been a fan of Rockstar from childhood. Like many Rockstar fans who are in their 20s and 30s, I grew up a lot with their PS2 titles. I mean, my entire channel is mostly centred around Bully, but I've always been a fan of most of Rockstar's other series as well. I like GTA, I like Red Dead, Manhunt was alright, but I do prefer the more open world sandbox stuff. Anyway, this video I'm going to be going over quite a few things that Rockstar have been doing in recent times that have been really pushing a lot of their die-hard fans away from them, and we have a lot of topics to go over. So we're going to start off by talking about the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. And no, I'm not going to sit here and just show you the bugs or whatever and just say, oh, it was rushed to high hell, because everybody's done that, but I'm going to take a different route, and I'm going to talk about how the community was treated during this time. So back in the summer of 2021, for some completely unknown reason, at least at the time, a lot of big GTA mods were getting DMCA'd. Mods that were total conversions, which if you don't know what a total conversion is, it aims to turn GTA into something completely different. A couple of these mods were GTA Underground, Liberty Rewind, Vice Cry, San Andreas to Liberty City, GTA 5 Bullworth, Open Bull, Open Manhunt, and for some reason a Grand Theft Auto 4 save file. The thing with this, as many people pointed out, were that many of these mods have been online for many years. I believe the oldest mod that was DMCA'd was over 20 years old. And pretty much all of the mods required a legal copy of GTA anyway, so it wasn't a case of piracy, you know, where you just download the mod and it downloads a full game with a pre-applied crack. Now, it was later revealed that this was done because they saw the mods as a threat to their upcoming GTA Trilogy remaster, which itself seemed incredibly wrong on so many levels, like as if somebody's going to avoid buying Bully because they can just piss about in the map in San Andreas. And not, you know, experience the fighting, the story, the weapons, the minigames. You know, there's more to a game than a map. You can download any map you want for any other game, but you're not going to get the full experience as you would on the actual product, if that makes sense. The fact that Rockstar and Take-Two went after decade-old mods showed they had very little knowledge or respect for what their own fans do. Because it's like many people pointed out, modding, on PC at least, is something fantastic to have, because you can download some things that may enhance your game somewhat, like extra missions, bug fixes, new features, new weapons, new areas, you get the point. And modding has let fans express a lot of creativities in many different ways, and maybe even get their own foot in the door with game development. There's also a plethora of mods out there that have a strongly dedicated fanbase because they're just so ambitious and make the game they're made for just feel like something completely different. Like for Fallout, we got the upcoming Fallout London. For Hearts of Iron, we got stuff like Kaiserreich and the New Order. Even stuff like the Stanley Parable, for example, started out as a mod for Half-Life before it became its own fully fledged thing. The fact that Take-Two went after GTA modders, most of whom just loved the series and were just trying to keep the old games alive and doing this all for free, it just seems so wrong. Like, these were not pirates who were offering every GTA up for free download. These were just people who wanted to express their own creativity by making mods and their own stories for them. So that's one level of greed to be on, just attacking your own fans because you felt threatened by their mods against your own upcoming remaster is one hell of a level to be on. So when the GTA Trilogy dropped, PC data miners discovered all three games had the pre-development files that should never have left Rockstar's archives. And Rockstar punished everybody on PC in the worst way possible, by refusing to let them play a game they rightfully paid for because they temporarily removed it from their own storefront, you know. So you had it bought, you legally downloaded it, you just couldn't play it. Double clicking the icon, it would just load up the social club, but it would not let you play at all. Now this was Rockstar's way of damage control, because a few days later they did release an update to sort of get rid of all these files, but here's the thing. It didn't do anything to stop data miners because they could still extract view and in some cases remod it back into the originals. The game was also cracked day one, so pirates could still download and play for something they never paid for. The only people who got punished here were the people who actually bought the game legally. Why? I don't know. Now, another thing I'm going to say is, it might be a rather unpopular opinion, but people were so quick to rag and blame Grove Street Games for the shitshow the GTA Trilogy was. But honestly, I think if you look into how it was made, I think that Rockstar really threw Grove Street Games under the bus with this. Like, apparently, from what I gathered, please correct me if I'm wrong on this, but from what I gathered, most of the trilogy was made using AI upscaling and was essentially the original games on an Unreal Engine wrapper. Throw in a couple of mods like Free Aim and GTA 5's Weapon Wheel and just call it a day. Rockstar clearly wanted to get a remaster done quickly, and it shows of how they just gave some tools to Grove Street Games and just let them get on with it rather than assist with development. I also did want to talk a little bit about Red Dead Online as well. I will admit, I don't play Red Dead Online, it's not really my kind of thing. But I do know there is a die-hard Red Dead Online community out there who just absolutely love it. And honestly, it's a shame to see Rockstar blatantly ignore a big part of the Red Dead Redemption community just because GTA Online makes them more money. When was the last time Red Dead Online had a real big update? Actually, let me just check that. According to this, the last Red Dead Online update, the big one, was July 2021. At the time of recording this, which is June 28th, it's been nearly an entire year since Red Dead Online had a big update. And everything the Red Dead community have had since then has just been generic double dollars and double XP events. The Red Dead Online community did that Save Red Dead Online campaign on Twitter at the beginning of 2022, and ultimately seemed to have gone nowhere. There was even a time where Rockstar liked to tweet that hashtag Save Red Dead Online thing, and then instantly unliked it when community members called them out for it. That, in my opinion, is just a prick for being the sake of being a prick. It shows that Rockstar were fully aware of the community campaign, but just completely chose to ignore it. Now, I will admit, one of the reasons why I do not play Red Dead Online is because, to be honest, I'm not a fan of how Rockstar introduced that Outlaw Pass bollocks into Red Dead Online. Like, I get there's already a much cheaper standalone version of Red Dead, but I pre-ordered Red Dead Redemption 2 on PS4 in 2018. There is absolutely zero reason why everybody should pay up an extra 10 quid every other month or so in a game you already paid 60 quid for. Maybe even a bit more if you got the Ultimate Edition. Just to access a new strand of missions or something. Or alternatively, grind like 200 hours doing the same repetitive crap over and over again just to play it for free. And yes, I'm fully aware this Battle Pass stuff has become common in many paid games lately, and I still hate it as much there as I do here, but this is a mostly Rockstar focused rant. It makes me concerned for how GTA 6 and Bully 2 Online, should that ever get released, will get monetized to high hell, or in Bully 2 Online's case get completely neglected, because I can see Rockstar just flat out killing off GTA 5 Online very shortly after GTA 6 Online launches. And with Bully 2 Online, I could imagine that would see the same fate as Red Dead 2 Online. Now, speaking of new games, I will give Rockstar the benefit of the doubt. Due to the advancements in technology we've seen over the past couple of decades, coupled with Rockstar's insanely high budget and their impeccable attention to detail that we've seen in the likes of Grand Theft Auto 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2, it does take much longer to create a brand new game today than it did in, say, 2004. Especially if, and assuming if, Rockstar do give their next game the same kind of attention. Games that are usually Rockstar standard cannot be made within a year anymore, because apparently Red Dead Redemption 2 started development in 2012 and finished in 2018, and that was a mostly all studio effort. So, I'm not going to sit here and call them lazy bastards for not making anything new for so long, but I will call them lazy bastards for how they've handled GTA 5 on current gen, which genuinely has no changes. Well, there is one massive change to GTA, that's the addition of GTA Plus, but we'll get onto that in a minute. And this is a massive letdown because when GTA 5 was coming to the PS4, Rockstar put in a fair amount of work to make it viable and worthy. They upgraded the visuals, they added new features like first person mode, added minor stuff for story mode, like that Michael murder mystery, new weapons, a more densely packed world, complete UI overhaul, and the addition of the Rockstar editor. But here they even advertised it as expanded and enhanced, but nothing was expanded or enhanced. Even the shit about like the seamless character swapping was proven fake when many players had longer load times than they did on the PS3. Plus having a lot of issues at launch, including music not playing on the radio, frame drops, characters not being able to be transferred from like Xbox to PS5. The worst part is they actually delayed this in like 2021, and considering the amount of issues it had at launch and the lack of anything actually new here, you have to ask, what the hell was taking them so damn long? It's like many people pointed out, the original launch trailer was just a mashup of PS3 footage and, last gen footage. Like, there was absolutely nothing that was exclusively recorded on what was at the time next gen. And Rockstar themselves remained completely and utterly silent until a week before GTA 5 current gen dropped. And the greed does not stop here, because even if you bought GTA 5 on last gen, you didn't get a free or heavily discounted purchase option to rebuy GTA 5 on current gen like many other games have offered. And I've saved the best for last, but GTA Plus. They finally announced they were releasing a monthly membership for GTA Online called GTA Plus, that supposedly gives you monthly benefits. Keep in mind you already pay for Xbox Live and PSN, and have paid for GTA Online. There is absolutely no reason why that should be in a paid game whatsoever. It's exceptional greed, and the worst part of it is how it's somehow even greedier than anything EA or Activision have ever done in their existence. Even EA's monthly subscription for EA Play is better. So sorry to butt in here, but I'm just going to say this next part might sound like I'm shilling EA Plus. I am not, I just want to make it clear I do not have an EA Plus subscription. I'm just sort of comparing it to how much of a scam that GTA Plus really is, so yeah, back to it. since you can play most of the catalogue that EA have to offer on PC and console, so you can piss about with Battlefield 5 or whatever, then go and play Star Wars Battlefront or Titanfall, or something like that. I'm just saying how EA, a company notorious in being one of the greediest in gaming, have a much friendlier consumer approach to a subscription service. Now with GTA Plus you don't even get that. Like, if Rockstar did a subscription thing where you can play the entire Rockstar catalogue on Xbox, PC or PS4 or PS5 or whatever, I don't think many people would have been as pissed off as they were. But even still, on top of that, Rockstar give you bonuses for buying shark cards on top of the subscription. It's peak greed. Okay, another post edit here, but recently I learnt on Twitter that apparently if you buy GTA Plus, if I can find the damn tweet, where is it? Yeah, apparently if you actually do buy a GTA Plus membership, they've actually added pay to win elements. Like for the casino heist, you can actually only get them if you have a GTA Plus membership, because if you don't have it, you have absolutely 0% chances of getting them in the casino heist in a paid game. Like, what the absolute fuck is wrong with Rockstar, honestly? So all in all, as a long-time former fan of Rockstar, it's just so sad to see how far they've fallen. During the PS2 and 360 eras, they were often looked at as being one of the best in the gaming business, with an amazing amount of franchises under their belts, an incredibly high bar of quality, and pretty much everything they released was just hit after hit after hit. And now they're just the exact same thing they would just make fun of during GTA 4 and GTA 5 story mode. Rockstar would always rip the piss out of American capitalism, but they've become the very thing they parodied, even to the point where Elon Musk, one of the many faces of American capitalism today, have also ragged on Rockstar for being too greedy. The Rockstar today is not the same Rockstar from back then. Something has changed in the upper management which has not been good for the fans. Although admittedly, if you do look into Rockstar's past with the Manhunt 2 incident, where they fucked over an entire studio twice by closing the entire studio without warning, refusing to credit the original team despite using their work in the final product and more, maybe Rockstar and Take-Two are just being a bit more straightforward with it now. After all, they still technically are some of the best in the business, because thanks to GTA Plus, GTA Online and whatever, they do have a constant stream of income. It's no wonder why so many fans are concerned what GTA 6 or Bully 2 or whatever they have next is going to be like. Who knows what level of greed Rockstar will hit next, or they might treat GTA 6 like they did GTA 5 by completely neglecting it once the online launches. But that's it for today's sort of rant video. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, see you with the next video I hope.